Well, I was grousing about this weird weather and how I'm bored and there's nothing going on. What a waste of time. And he said, well, the ground's not frozen, so get fencing. So, boy, sometimes it's good to have friends like that that check you when you're being kind of a sad sack. So I'll show you what I've done in the last couple days. So I need to cut and put another H brace right there so I can get into that field over there. So I strung up some of these wires and now I got to cut them and make so I can put a gate in to get across to that field over there because we're expanding even more than we originally planned. So there's a little like 2-acre field through that woods, and we're gonna pull out that old barbed wire fence you can see back there so they can back up against this fence and have access to those trees for shade in the summer while we're grazing that little field. That's where I started fencing today. Got all, I don't know if you can see those white posts, all the white posts put in. Oh, this is a bumpy part of this field. You can give me a second. So we got all these timeless posts put in today. Down, let's see if I can zoom in. You can sort of see the corners at the very end of that field there. So we'll go down there. But my shoulders are on fire. Pounding posts by hand gets old. So this is the other field. It's in hay, and then that soybean field too. We're gonna put into pasture next year. So again, I had a line, and I'm gonna have to cut it, and I want to put in a second H brace right here so I can get a gate out to go south into that next field. Just a beautiful pasture, isn't it? All right, that's a good workout. I don't care what anybody says. Unrolling a bale by hand will get your heart rate up. So this is Thursday the 22nd, I think. We're unrolling hay. Isn't that nice looking hay? Doing a check. Everybody looks so good. So I've completed my coal list for the winter. We're gonna just take out one ewe, number 40. She has a extremely runty lamb that's still nursing somehow. So A, she's not kicking it off, and B, he's not growing. There's the lamb right there. That was born in May. That was born in May. May? No, we're not doing that. So the ewe will go to dog food, and the lamb will go to slaughter, of course, once it's big enough. Other than that, everything looks pretty good. And in case you guys are wondering, these are just lambs who got into burrs this year. When we took over that new pasture, it was full of burrs, and it's not anymore. The sheep ate the heck out of it. So, all right, You know, I didn't really consider after last year buying a bale unroller because I figured, well, there's no way I can pull one of them through 2 or 3 foot of snow. Well, it rained last night. What the heck? You know, Doug told me last night that he saw on the news that this was the warmest winter our area has seen since they began recording. They began recording temperatures back in the 1850s. So it's definitely an odd one. Like right now it is December 30th, 29th, something like that. And I'm out in my shirt sleeves, see? Nope. And this is what has happened. I had a plan going into this winter where the ground would freeze and we'd get snow like normal, and then that would give us fresh pack over and over again and they wouldn't destroy it. Well, look what's happened. I made a big mistake letting them sit here so long. So I'll show you what I've done. This is another bit of that hillside. And man, they just destroyed it. It got really, really warm again. And so this all just got churned to mud. I was throwing squares right here and they just messed it up. So I think what I'm going to have to do this spring is throw some grass seed down, maybe throw some hay down here after they've, you know, left all the way. Because look at this. Oh, I'm kicking myself that I didn't solve this earlier. So my solution yesterday was kind of eating at me because I'm thinking these sheep are on mud and the ground's not freezing to give them parasite relief or any of this. So I've opened up this portion of this field, giving them another section. And that way I had all my bales staged to unroll them this way. Well, I don't feel good about doing this anymore. And so we're going to unroll them that way. And so I'm going to leave this open to them because the water is up the hill over there and I don't have a good winter water solution for this year beyond doing that. So they're going to have to walk up to do water still. But in the interim, they can get on some fresh ground up on that hill and in those woods. And so on this morning, just to kind of train them that they can still get back here, is I've unrolled a bale across this little drainage ditch and then over there. So they can know they can get into the old portion to get up to the water yet. But we're going to start unrolling hay just exclusively that way. And it's going to have to be, because this is untenable. Like, the ground's not frozen yet. I know you can see frost here, but I just stepped in a couple of posts today to shore up my new fence line. It's it's January and the ground's not frozen. So different sort of challenge, I suppose. I'll just try to be grateful that I guess I can work in my shirt sleeves. I really, really, really wish I had done this 2 weeks ago. So I think I'm going to start thinking about moving some of these bales and staging them at different spots on this field so that I can continue to progress them around, because this is not going to work otherwise. It just isn't. Well, first snow of the year, but I look out my window when the sun's up because it's Sunday, and I have no animals where they're supposed to be, so I found them on the opposite side of my farm, and my dogs are nowhere to be seen. That's pretty fun. So now I got to go through my book and count my sheep and make sure I'm not lost any. And hopefully we can get this all done and I can find my dogs before church. Goodness, what a mess. Wires are all down. There's a lot of running around, it looks like, out there. And they were just, I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't see any coyote prints or nothing, but I did see a bunch of deer on my farm, so maybe they knocked it down. Who knows? All right, well, to wrap this one up, we are definitely in the doldrums of the oddest winter I've ever seen. I had to wait for the sun to come up. It's 7:30 already. But Henry and I ran the sheep into the corral. Here, I'll show you. We set up this alleyway here. You can still see it. Into the corral, and we peeled out what I thought was 10, but the butcher actually told me I put 11 in, but he took care of it. Wethers, and so we have a few more to go, and then we're down to just our ewe flock and our rams for the year. You can see the ewe flock. I unrolled the hay across and they're eating over there. I'm trying to encourage them to spend more time on this clean ground over here. So hopefully that's the case. And then my neighbor has, here's one of his really beautiful Katahdin. He has his 5 ewes here for breeding, so he'll come and get them maybe in a week or so, and then we'll be more right sized for my what I had planned out for my hay for the winter. So other than that, it's January I think it's the 3rd. Yeah, the 3rd, and I'm just in a sweatshirt with no gloves. You don't need gloves. It's 30 degrees out at 7 a.m. Unbelievable. I was looking back at my old videos. It was minus 30 this time last year, which is just kind of crazy. The good news, the ground is finally frozen up, so I'm less concerned about mud. But as you can see, this is kind of, I had expected layers of snow to offer me some modicum of barrier between this manure and my sheep as the winter went along, much as it did last year, but to no avail. But we're plugging through it. We got the hay we need, and we did get some rain, which is really nice. So we'll take what we can get, I guess, and we'll just keep moving. I just have this feeling somehow that winter's going to come and whoop us in maybe a month or so, and we're going to be caught soft and unprepared for a February snowstorm or something like that. But yeah, so we have about 15 more wethers to send to the butcher, and then we'll be down to the core flock, and then our cattle. And some of the cattle are definitely looking pregnant now, like this black one here. Hey, move along, girl. If I just stand behind her, you can kind of see she's starting to round out, as is her daughter.